Hello, my name is Emily Wagner, and this is my presentation for the Target 3, Delayed and Probability Discounting. Delay discounting refers to finding that when an outcome is delayed, the value of the outcome is decreased, such as money or alcohol. Money right now is worth more to us than money later. Probability discounting refers to a decrease in subjective value of an event as the probability of it occurring decreases. So having a 100% chance of getting $100 is worth more than a 50% chance of getting $100. Johnson and Bickel found that hypothetical rewards may serve as a proxy for real rewards. They didn't find much of a difference between when they gave real rewards compared to hypothetical rewards. Certain groups of people or people in particular mental states are more likely to discount heavily than others are. This can be seen in both probability and delay discounting. And the current study looks at delay discounting of money and the probability discounting of lying. There was a large sample size, a wide range of participants. All 41 were recruited either from a mobile game or personal acquaintances of mine. These were just the people who filled out the demographic survey, though. Some of them did not continue on to all 3 surveys, and I had made it anonymous, so it was impossible to figure out who took which surveys. So 35 of them completed the lying survey, and 32 completed the delayed discounting survey. The ages were between 16 and 64, 18 were male and 23 were female. There were participants who were had less than a high school diploma all the way up to having their doctoral or professional degree. 86 of participants were Caucasian, 2.3% were Hispanic, 9.3 were Asian, and 2.3 were Native American or Pacific Islander. 87 of the participants were from North America, 9.8 were from Europe, and 2.4 were from Australia. 3 surveys were sent to a game chat room or to personal acquaintances via their mobile devices. Participants could take the survey whenever they had time to, either on their mobile device or their computer. They were asked to complete all 3, but some misunderstood and only did 1 or 2 of the surveys, hence the varying sizes of the participant pool. So for the lying survey, the survey asked the participants to choose whether or not they would lie in 3 different scenarios with an increasing chance of getting caught. The chances for getting caught were 10, 30, 50, 70, and 90%. Scenario 1 asked about lying to a boss or teacher to avoid getting a job loss or getting dropped from the class because of waking up late. Scenario 2 asked about lying when you accidentally put on a scarf and try to walk out the door. Would you lie to keep that scarf? And then scenario 3 asked about having a headlight out. Would you lie to a cop saying that you had a chance to fix, or you had a plan to fix it when you had not and knew very well that you had a headlight out? For the monetary discounting, participants would ask whether they would rather take $50 now or a larger amount later. The amounts presented were $51 later, $60 later, or $100 later. The amount of time required to get the larger amounts were 1 day, 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, 40 days, 50 days, and 60 days. Each question read, would you rather receive $50 now or so many dollars in so many days? In the lying survey, in scenario 1, which is the one about losing a job or a place in a class, 48.6% of people said that they would lie if there was a 10% chance of getting caught, and 11.4% said they would lie if there's a 90% chance of getting caught. In scenario 2, which is the one about the scarf, 2.9% of people said that they would lie to keep the scarf, and 5.7% of people said that they would lie if there was a 90% chance of getting caught, which was a little strange. In scenario 3, which is the one about avoiding a ticket with a cop, 62.9% of participants said that they would lie if there was a 10% chance of getting caught, and 32.4% said they would lie if there was a 90% chance of getting caught. This is just a visualization of the results above. Remember, scenario 1 is about losing a job, scenario 2 is about obtaining a scarf that you accidentally put on, and scenario 3 is about lying to a cop about a headlight. Okay, I'll now move on to the results for the money discounting survey. When there is a $1 difference, so would you rather have $50 now or $51 in so many days, 31.3% of people said that they would take the $50 now rather than wait a day, making the $1 subjective value 69 cents. And then 84% of people said that they would take the $50 now rather than wait 30, 40, 50, or 60 days, making that $1 subjective value only 16 cents. When there was a 10% discounting, 3.1% of people said that they would take the $50 now rather than wait one day, making that $10 value $9.69. And 71% of people said that they would take the $50 now rather than wait 50 or 60 days, making that $10 subjective value $2.81. When there was a $50 difference between getting money now or later, 3.1% of people said that they would take the $50 now rather than wait one day, making the $50 value $48.45. And 32.3% of people said that they would take the $50 now rather than wait 60 days, making the $50 subjective value $33.85. And here are the graphs for the three scenarios depicting the subjective value going down as time goes on. Because there was such a wide range of participants in the study, there was quite a difference in responding. For example, some participants were well into their career making a very decent living, while others were currently students and in a lot of debt. This study was not designed to compare participants, but rather get a sample that included many different types of people. In the lying survey, people were most willing to lie to the cop. I believe this is because this is a scenario many of us have been in before or know friends who have done it. It's something that happens quite often. They were least likely to lie about the scarf, which is kind of the intention. You don't gain much out of accidentally walking away with a scarf that you didn't really want in the first place. The scenario about waking up late for work was meant to exemplify a situation that could be potentially life-changing, but after talking with some of the participants, I realized that some of them weren't too worried about losing a job or getting dropped from a class. They could find a new one. They could enroll next semester. So it wasn't as big of a deal to some people as it was to others. I also believe because the amount of money I chose was lower than many of the previous studies I read, it skewed the results to make several participants seem more impulsive than they actually were. The amount of money from immediate to delay would not have changed their financial situation much at all. So $50 compared to $100 is not a whole lot of money for some of the participants, and it wouldn't have mattered all that much missing out on that $50. So there were several limitations to this study. There was a small number of questions. There was not enough questions in the survey, as well as I did not have a full understanding of discounting procedures, I didn't feel. Future studies should for sure include more questions. I think it might also be interesting to compare the groups of people mentioned in the introduction, such as gamblers, drug addicts, or people with certain mental illnesses, to a population similar to the one described in this study with a wide variety of people included. Thank you so much for listening and have a great rest of your day.